We got
Okay,
less than 30
Barry,
minutes.
it's your floor.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
I loved you.
Secondly, there's been a lot of talk here today about the magical $20,000 to lose, $200,000, excuse me, and some notion that we should try what's free first and see if it works. It's out there. We tried it. It doesn't work. What's out there is not adequate for a 25-year storm. What we had the other day was not a 25-year storm. That is what we're trying to get prepared for. That is part of the genesis for the rationale behind bringing you what we have brought you. It's important. There are a lot of people out there who want the opportunity to vote on this. And all I'm hearing is people that are saying, let's take that away from them. We don't want them to have that voice. Well, I do, because there is a lot of support out there for this. Out of respect for the time limit we do have, I'm going to stop my comments short so we can get through this. Okay, thank you.
Elyse?
Well, I suppose most of you have seen my letter from a couple of weeks ago. And I've researched that thoroughly before I would be pushed one way or the other into making a decision. And everyone here knows that I believe that this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong for our community. But I do want to say a few things, and I don't want to, I know we were almost out of time, so I can't go through what Commissioner Gossett-Seidman said, but I think I probably have just as many emails to probably different people, all associated with FDOT and so forth, including the project manager, Kim Delaney. There is no alternative, according to Kim Delaney, than doing the baffle boxes or doing the FDOT swale situation. Makes no sense to me, none whatsoever. And that's when I had to write the letter. Once I looked at the financials, once I went through structurally where we were. So this was a letter that I was going to write tonight based upon the possibility of getting an extension, but I'm going to read it to you anyway, whichever way it goes. It says, "Dear residents, it is time to bring our community back together again. I have been working very hard to determine what I believe is best for our town's landscape and infrastructure from my perspective. Some of us are for the changes that were proposed, and many, many more residents are against it. Regardless of your opinions, I have sent you mine 2 weeks ago after researching these alternatives. With increased pressure on FDOT and the Treasure Coast Council this week, unbeknownst to both commissioners here, we were finally given the ability to have a one-year extension if we agree to a one-year extension on the back end of the implementation. This extension will only occur if my fellow commissioners by majority vote for it. We do not need to run the risk of debt 5 times our revenue or put our residents in a financial hole for up to 30.9% more in Highland Beach taxes for 30 years over and above the normal operating millage, which most likely will increase. No, it's time for a redo. It is simply time to get the best proposal possible for qualified engineers at the most reasonable cost. Everyone should have a vote on such a huge undertaking. I, for one, will certainly be voting for the extension. This is no need to tear our community apart. We care about each other. We need more time to do this right. I have to ask myself, why did the vice mayor, who knew the time frame we were under, not ask the questions of the people she was working with for an extension? Why did we have to ask for it? We cannot be told there are no alternatives. I heard that from Dr. Delaney once regarding drainage and FP&L proposals. That's the most insane thing I've heard. We cannot be dictated to by employees or commissioners that say, we have to do this. No, we do not. Late yesterday, I received an email of a letter Our non-elected commissioner, Barry Donaldson, sent to FDOT without authority, saying the town does not need an extension. Inappropriate behavior. And then I received another email while he was trying to suppress the opinions of our extremely qualified financial board. Two commissioners are, in my opinion, trying to suppress information regarding this referendum to their benefit. Is it the PAC you've donated to, or you've joined, or whatever? I don't know. Our town is not stupid. In fact, they are the smartest, most wonderful people I've gotten to know so well over the last 2 years as commissioner here. I'm here with other commissioners to hear residents' concerns, not ignore you, and not give you mine, just give you mine, and just give you mine. No, I'm here to hear you and your voice. This is a free country, and you have a voice and a choice now and at election day. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Sincerely, Elyse Riesa.
Vice Mayor?
Yeah, I honestly, I'm just appalled at the behavior of some of the commissioners, and honestly...
You know, here we go again. I'm telling you, I will be the grandmother here. I will not have incivility. If you can't control yourself, please leave and have a timeout. And then come back. Just the little girls. Okay.
Okay. To cite that other commissioners sent letters to FDOT that were inappropriate and not allowed to do so when two of the commissioners here did that without even letting the town manager know. You know, this is getting very personal, and I think that's really inappropriate. I think there was people here that were not authorized to send letters without even going through or copying the town manager and letting them aware of that. Town manager, were you aware that you had two commissioners discussing all these issues and even an extension possibility?
You were CC'd on all my emails.
Excuse me.
We're asking.
I didn't interrupt you. Show some respect. Did you know that at all or no, town manager?
What specifically are
That
you asking?
they were going back and forth with emails to FDOT. Were you aware of that?
Who was going back?
Two of the commissioners up here, without your knowledge, because they're citing that Commissioner Donaldson did that, and I'm saying they also did the same item. So I just want to make sure that that's clear and accurate.
At this point, I think we could wait to have this conversation at the end of the meeting when we're looking at our resolution on rules of engagement. That they don't exist. So to say I did or didn't know, I don't really think gets to the heart of it, especially in today's discussions.
Okay. Well, let's say, for example, that they didn't know. So again, they shouldn't be saying about another commissioner doing something when they themselves did something. I think there's a lot of inaccuracies that were mentioned today, and it's really sad because I'll give an example of one. The swale system, we've been over 100 times. It does not work. We have 88 acres. We have to move 3.4 million gallons of water. Even if you have the optimal swale system where everybody's driveways were taken out, all the swales were redug, everything was back to pristine condition when the swales were put in, it only would be top capacity of 1.2 million gallons. The swale system does not work. You've had engineers tell you that. You've had everybody tell you that. We've had so many people question experts, our financial advisories, our bond counsel, when they do this every single day. Although our financial advisory board are volunteers and they have financial experience, they're not experienced in bonds, municipal bonds. That's why we went to a financial advisor and bond counsel. So again, we have to listen to experts. That's what we're listening to, is experts. I think it's really sad that people in this town want to take away ability to vote. I think we have over 6,000 residents in this town, and we have to be strong enough to make sure that everybody has a vote. If you don't want it, then don't vote. What are you so afraid of? Vote or don't vote. But if you don't want it, don't vote. That's fine. But the point is, we have a right to these 6,000 other residents in this town to have the opportunity to vote. And that's our job, is to make sure that it's not just the loudest people that are heard, but that it's everybody that's heard. That's what's really important. Thank you.
Well, we're under a time constraint, but I do have a lot to say. We have been working on this project for a very, very long time. The FAB board, actually, I understand Greg Bobby himself was at a bond meeting or on the phone with the bond meeting.
No, bank meeting. It wasn't bonds then.
It wasn't bond, it was bank? Okay. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I understand that Alan Poland was involved and he gave his advice or whatever. We have a planning board who's been meeting for months and months and months, and we've been discussing this. Who was saying no? They didn't discuss it? 5 meetings? 4. They had 4 meetings, and at the last vote, they all voted to proceed with this project. We did not do this out of nowhere. At the time, just so this gentleman knows, at the time, I was the commissioner. This is the only second time I've been mayor. Quite an experience. Anyway, the truth is, I was the commissioner.